Good morning, beautiful people. It is April the 10th. Kind of overcast outside. I don't know if I want to be cold. I don't know if it's spring. Brittany is in a multi-layered vest jacket. I'm in a North Face. We're trying to figure this out, but it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be a part of this team. It's a beautiful day to have an opportunity to change a family's life in one way or another. So from that perspective, it's good to see everyone's face. We're going to get straight into it. I come super fired up. Been up since old dark 30, as I was sharing earlier. Uh, Coach Elias and myself have been coaching since 7 o'clock with the team on the East Coast, but it's always dope for me to be able to get into this closed group with you all, because truthfully, this is where it all started for me. So my heart will always be in this space as it relates to pouring into you guys, and we've got a lot to cover today. I'm going to share something with you. Dan, let him in because we got like 3 minutes. I want to share something with you, and I'm going to have who's in the middle of my screen? Brittany. I'm going to ask Brittany to read this statement, and as we go out on the field, forgive all these screens being open. Come on, Bernie, you're supposed to be ready for this. As we go out on the field, I want to talk about this. Bam. Brittany, can you read that statement for us? And then give us some feedback in terms of how that lands with you and how you interpret that from your perspective.
Talent is a hallucinogen. Um, I,
Okay, so we're not talking acid as in hallucinogen, mushrooms.
I'm not quite sure what that word means.
Okay, hallucinogen is like an illusion, an hallucination.
Um, uh, I
Let me
guess.
help Brittany out.
Thank you.
Hey, what, Sharif? You gonna help her out?
Yeah, let me do that.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Do you mind that, Brittany?
No, go ahead.
Let's go, Sharif. Talent is is a hallucinogen. Try to say that 3 times hella fast.
There you go.
What does that mean to you?
Man, so as a basketball coach, last 18 years, the kids with the most talent, they take that for granted and they just
Mm.
expect to walk through the door and just, everything come easy. The kids who don't got the talent though, they know that they gotta do as much as they can in order to put them on the same level as the kids with talent. So if you got all the talent in the world, but you not want to work harder or keep pushing, past yesterday's performance, you're gonna see it as a hallucinogen. It's gonna put you at a place where you're not really at, and somebody's gonna come from behind you and kick that butt.
Oh man, that's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, man. Anyone else? Does that resonate with anyone else? Anyone have any interpretations, or what is that? How does that land with you from your perspective? Aaron, I see your hand up, bro. What's your contribution?
I was kind of looking at it like when you apply your talent, you really resonate with people. You start seeing the world differently. You start seeing the
Mhm.
rainbows and butterflies. You start picturing things. But I can also see where maybe if you're just naturally talented and you have a gift, a gab that resonates with people, you might start taking the other things like writing the contract, negotiating for granted. And you're not really thinking about that because you have a talent in one area that makes you feel like you hallucinate to think like that's it. That's all you really need is this, but you really have to, have your eyes open to the other elements of it. So I can see it from both ways where really if you're applying your talent, everything is going to be beautiful and rosy. If you're not applying your talent, you're going to be really like dark and dreary and everything's going to look bad, right? So it seems like it can go both ways.
I love that, Aaron. I love the fact that your perspective was from a different lens, right? In the sense of hallucinogen being a positive thing, right? Talent, like if you're moving in that and living in that, like you said, rainbows and roses and so forth. So thank you for that contribution, Glenn. We're gonna take your contribution, and then I'm gonna kind of give some feedback and insight from my perspective. Glenn.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm reading this a couple of different ways.
Okay.
Right, the first way I see it is that talent many times you have it, but you don't see it because
Mm.
others are producing that image, and it's because of the way they feel about themselves, right? I
Mm,
can't sing, I can't dance, I can't play basketball, right? That person can do all of those things. So I think it's more of like, I mean, even take it to the drug level, it's like the talent that I have is more of a drug to others than it is necessarily
mm,
to myself.
mm. Wow. That was powerful. Well, thank you for those contributions. You know, talent creates the illusion of success, to Sharif's point, because it causes you to like believe a false reality that your inborn skills are what separate the best from the rest, right? But you could be the most talented person in the room. That doesn't mean you're going to be more successful than the person that's sitting right to the left or the right of you on this screen just because you're talented, right? Talent, all the talent in the world is not a guarantee for success, right, Sharif? You got a dog on the basketball court. He's super duper talented. That doesn't mean he's going to go D1. At best, talent is a sign of promise, but without discipline, talent will never realize its fullest potential. And so, in that sense of talent being a hallucinogen, if we don't combine talent with discipline, grit, effort, consistency, it's only potential. We'll never realize our fullest potential. And so take this opening statement as some insight as to what the elements really are for success. It's beyond talent, but it takes work and character and commitment and integrity. All right, let's get on the field. Let's go, Dan. You've got some updates for us. Hey, check this out. I need everyone to not look at their screen. I need, or what, your phone or your text or whatever the hell else that you're looking at that is causing you to not look at this screen. I'm going to ask you to put it down for the next 3 minutes because you want to see this. Let's go, Dan.
Thank you, Vernon. That's right. I got the most important piece of news to share all day here. Now, Vernon gave me the gift of getting to share some really exciting, fun stuff. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to give everyone an update on where the team is at and share a little bit of data.
Yo, Christian, bro. I've
What's
been
that?
looking, bro.
David,
You try to.
David, don't worry about it. I got it. Go ahead, Dan. Ooh, where's that? I want to go. Can I hike that?
That's just backyard. I actually don't know. It just rotates through these really great nature scenes. I love it. Every day is a new one. All right. So what we got here on the screen, this
Dave,
little
tell me
snapshot, this is where we were. So
Okay.
this is October 2024. This is November 2024. This is 5 and 6 months ago where the team was. You can see our answer rate back in October, November was at 41 and 44%. The
Dan,
team,
sorry to interrupt. Can you make it bigger? Because some of us can't see that small.
oh, we need a big screen. All right, let's
Thank
see.
you.
Yeah, he's got those two columns like that intentionally. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go,
All
Dan.
right, does that help?
Is that better, Blessing?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for asking. So 41%, 44%. Zillow's cutoff, the point where they start yelling at us and saying, hey, you're not going to get leads anymore, is 40%. So that's like where we're critical in big trouble, right? We were right at that line. We were towing the line in terms of answer rate. We were okay in some of these numbers. Our appointment rate, low. We're still working on that though. But the number that really was concerning us, we went from 90% to 67% to transaction target. You guys have heard us talk about this a lot, that this is the big number that Zillow looks at, where they say, if we give you so many leads, we expect so many closings. In November, we were at 67% of what Zillow was expecting for us. And we were only picking up the phone 44% of the time, which was just 4% above their cutoff line of saying, you guys are dropping the ball, you're not doing your job. So we were in disengagement. Zillow came to us and said, you guys are not doing well. You need to turn your act around. Otherwise, we're going to kick you out of the program. We mentioned that, we brought that up back in November to the team. For those of you who are on, had a real heart-to-heart, said we really got to turn things around because we're in trouble with Zillow and we need to start moving the needle on these things. Otherwise, we're going to lose this opportunity. This should come as no surprise because we've been telegraphing this over the last several months that we have had this great big turnaround, right? In December, we saw that pick up. Answer rate ticked up 53% to target 79%. We got below. Zillow's cutoff is 75 for the percent to target, by the way. So we finally went above. January, 66% answer rate. You guys picking up the phone, answering those calls, 94% to target. Ticking up, February, we get above, we're in the green now, 106% to target. Answer rate still above 60%, where that's the good area, right? They're happy with that. It's not ideal, but that's where they're starting to get happy. March, we closed out last month at 112% to transaction target. 4 months in a row, blowing our goals out of the water. 70% answer rate for the team. So we're in the green on that, where our top line stats are looking really, really good as a team. In April already, we're at 4 deals out of our goal. This shows 2, but we're actually at 4 because this data is like 4 days old. We're already at 4 deals out of our goal of 8. Our internal goal, as you guys know, 10 a month. We hit 12 last month. If we do that, that's going to put us well above another 125% to our transaction target. Even with just the deals that we've got, we're above our percent to target. We're still trending in that 70% answer rate. And so what that means is we have been really nailing our goals. And if you look at this,
The juice. There you go.
yeah, this is the exciting part.
Juice.
At our 112% to transaction target, that puts us as the number 4 team in the Bay Area for the Zillow Flex program across all the Bay Area teams. And actually, this is just the East Bay kind of metro San Francisco area. When we were meeting with our Zillow Flex rep, he lumped in the San Jose South Bay, and we were still top 5 if you included the South Bay teams as well. So we're even beating, if you put the like 10 or 12 South Bay teams, we're still in top 5. So I just want you guys, Vern and I want you guys to bask in that. We want to thank you. We want to show our appreciation, because this is not us. This is you all picking up the phone, running the plays, meeting with clients, really going deep on those contacts and conversions and getting deals done.
To that point, no, Jay, it's not hush hush. This is public knowledge. That's why we were allowed to share the team, share the names. I want for a moment, those who are on this screen and in this room, when we began this movement 6-7 months ago, our name was at the bottom of this list. I want to put this into context. Okay, we were at the bottom of the list. Now, and this is March, they haven't, there's an April slide as well that has us number 2, because we've got 4 transactions closed in April. From the bottom to the top in 6 months, you guys, is a testament to your grit, your consistency, your discipline. We got into the pressure cooker and we are producing diamonds. I just want to make sure we take the time to sit on that accomplishment, because each of us in this screen was a contribution to this. Now, our name will be at the top of that list in a very short period of time. But going from 15, there it is right there. You see where we at? That's active. That's to date. That's the one you're supposed to be showing, Dan. Fuck the old shit. Show the to date shit.
I just don't like incomplete data. This is April. This is today looking back. So March, we ended out 4th. April, right now, we're in 2nd place, just below John and Leslie Foster team down in Castro Valley for the whole Bay Area of all the flex teams. And you can see there's only 4 teams that are above 100%. So most of the flex teams right now in the Bay Area are actually really struggling. They're not hitting their metrics. They're not hitting their percent to target. And some of these are really good teams. They have solid operations going. So this is, again, a testament to Vernon, work you've been doing, to everyone on this call.
Cool. Thank you, sir. You want to unshare?
Done.
Oh, shit. Nah, I hit the wrong damn button. Now, we got work to do. So we just had our moment to bask in us being number 2 in essentially Northern California, because that includes the San Jose, Santa Cruz, that whole market, and all of the San Francisco Bay Area. That data means 2 things, you guys. As you saw, that there are only 4 teams who are 100% the target in the Bay Area, and the other teams are struggling. You know what that means for us? That means more market share. That means more zip codes. That means more opportunities. That means more leads. That means more business. And that means more closed transactions for us. So I just want to if don't nobody else do that, I will. Congratulations to you guys. Now that we've crossed that and basked in that for a moment, let's get to how we get to the top of that list and we stay there. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get into some stuff for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you've read the book Limitless, you've seen this presented before. Jim Quick, the author of the book Limitless, is a world-renowned brain coach. In a bunch of the frameworks and acronyms that he presents in the book, not only flips the switch of your brain, is just so freaking deep, but it also not only applies to us in human development, it applies to our work as in this profession. He suggests that there are 4 levels of competence. We're going to go through this really quick, and then we're going to connect this to real estate. Unconscious competence is when you don't know what you don't know. Remember when we were first real estate agents? I know when I first came into real estate, I didn't know anything about anything, and I knew I didn't know anything about anything. I was unconsciously competent. Conscious incompetence is when you're aware of what you don't know. You're just like, okay, I know I need to rock an open house, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I know that I need to do a certain thing. I'm aware of what I don't know. Conscious competence, on the other hand, is you have a skill, you're aware of that skill, you have the capacity to perform that skill, but you only perform it when you feel like it. By a show of hands, really quick, how many of us on this call know that we have a skill, we're capable of performing that skill, but we don't perform it consistently all the time, and we do it only when we actively put our mind to it? Can anybody be honest with themselves? Anybody? I know I will. Okay. Jim Quick refers to that as conscious competence. Unconscious competence is when you know how to perform a skill and it becomes second nature to you. Another word for that is it becomes mastery. Now, the way to get from unconscious competence to conscious competence is practice. It's practice. And this is why we've designed the conversion clinic space for practice, so that we become competent in our conversion mastery. So we've been going over hella stuff over the past 7 months that have gotten us from rank 15 in Northern California to 2. What we want to do today, I'm going to visually put this in front of you, and just as a recap of everything that we have covered, everything that we've implemented, which has gotten us to the point to where we are now. And then we are going to discuss how we get to the next level. If my damn thing will work. From the beginning, we began to design proven processes. We just finished really going in detail over what our follow-up game looks like, what our cadence is, using our smart list, video integration, keep tracking our lead statuses, our metrics, our performance, and so forth. Really connecting with emotional intelligence and integrating emotional intelligence into our sales delivery from a human level, a relational level, over a transactional level. This is what we've been emphasizing in a nutshell over the past 7 months. You know this already. We talk accountability. You've been in Intensities to Ultimate Accountability Group, but you are responsible for your business wherever you are. Wherever your conversion numbers are or are not, whatever your sales volume is or is not, whatever your number of units have been sold is or is not, you're the owner of that. We know that daily discipline activities equal dominance. We already know that. Let's get straight to this. Here is our proven process. We've dissected each pillar, each point in this proven process over the past 7 months. including emphasizing the integration of video usage into our follow-up boss as our engagement tool. That has resulted in us moving up 13 spots in the Northern California rankings. It's allowed us to close. We're beyond what our goal is in terms of sales volume, which is 100 million within this room, and 120 units. We're beyond that. We're on pace to surpass that. Here's why. I'm not even going to go there. Let me unshare this really quick. Trying to unshare my. Let me do this. It's because we've been running that play specifically. And that play is proven to convert. My question to you all is, at this point, all the trainings that we've done, the Thursdays that you invest, the ups and the downs in the work, the shifts in the scheduling, and all of the human investment and sweat equity that you have contributed to get us to this point. How many of you guys are running that play? If we ask someone to volunteer to pull up a lead in your CRM right now and show us that you are running the proven process of conversion mastery's play, can someone show us that? Can we get a volunteer, a bold soldier? I'm going to put to step into their follow-up boss and show us that you are running that play with these company-generated leads that is proven to convert consistently. Anyone? How many people do we have on this call? 30 people on this call. Dan, you have your hand raised?
I can jump in first. I'll break the ice on this.
I'll go second, and then
All right.
hopefully that sparks a fire, and others draw from that courage to want to share that they are running that play.
And I'll admit, I was not running this play until fairly recently, until we started really going through this stuff. And like Vernon, we've talked about it. You know, I started incorporating video when you guys all started incorporating video as part of this push to use Dub and all of this. So I'm going to share one that I think is most recent and relevant for this. So this one, we don't get Zillow Flex leads up in Sacramento, so I buy UpNest leads. So that's the closest thing I get. Not as lucky as you guys to get company generated leads yet, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, this one came through, hit the voicemail, sent a text message, called them. So this is the day they came through.
Dan, we're seeing something different on your screen.
What are we seeing? Oh, let's see. Did I hit the wrong screen? Oh, I probably did.
I hope that some folks are really starting to scrub through their follow-up boss and find us a lead as an example as to how you are plugging them into your proven process.
You see my follow-up boss screen now?
Yep. Good, bro.
All right. Cool. So they came in March 19th. I called them the same day, sent a text message, called them back that same day. And then the next day sent them a video email. And then I think left him a voicemail, a couple days later, saw that the video was viewed, got the notification through Dub that the video was viewed, called them that same day. And that was where I had like a 10-minute conversation with this person, got a lot of good details, and then was able to actually engage them and start working towards an appointment. Emailed, called him back, the number wasn't in service, called him back again, number wasn't in service. But kept at it. And a couple days later, he called me back from a different number because he lost his old one and booked the appointment. And so then booked the appointment for earlier this last week with the calendar booking. He had to reschedule. Oh, I got some notes I got to add in here too. So I'm 90% of the way there. I got a couple notes to update from how the appointment and the conversation went earlier this week. But that's my most recent one.
Dan, that's dope. Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yep.
I thought I saw something, that there was disengagement until you sent the video message, and the video message triggered the engagement by which you then followed up with the phone call So was it
I
the
didn't.
video outreach that triggered that re-engagement?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like re-engagement because I never got him. I got nothing from him until
Okay.
I sent the video email, and that was the first sign of life, was the notification from Dub saying your video's been viewed. And then
Mm.
at that point, that was when I started hitting him again with the calls, and then he picked up that time because
And
I
so
think my caller ID says Dan Sundberg Realtor, and so he'd seen the video and they picked up the phone.
and so that resulted in an appointment set.
Correct.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Aaron, was that an old hand? Was that a hand you wanted to contribute? Then you question whether you wanted to contribute?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a newer one that I started following it because, to be honest with you, I'm kind of all over the place with it. I follow up and I do things, but I started to get more into a flow and a pattern this week, and so it's a newer lead that I got where I was following these things, and I even yesterday included one of my videos. Now, I took my hand down because she hasn't responded to my video. It's not like anything has happened, but I'm going through the steps.
Excellent, excellent. Well, just to hear that you're going through the steps and that you're fine-tuning what your process looks like is going to continue to produce even more for you.
I would actually, Aaron, if you don't mind, could we see the steps for the one that's not working? Because I think a part of this is like it's great to share the victories when it works, but the important thing is to be consistent even when it doesn't work, because we should be applying the process to everyone across long periods of time. And just because they haven't answered today doesn't mean they won't answer on your 30th try.
Good point.
Yeah, and she's already kind of told me I only want to be in San Pablo, but I saw her with some activity in a mobile home park in Concord, and also motivation and inspiration from Lisette. Like even these mobile home deals are worth kind of going through those necessary steps because it just they're good people and it builds relationships basically.
And
So I got the call.
those price points accumulate too,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
So I got the call, and she was looking for her kids, um, basically to buy a mobile home in San Pablo. I showed her some other ones because there wasn't really any in mobile homes in San Pablo that were 55 and young or regular. They're all 55 and older. That's what kind of ran us into a roadblock. So I sent her a list of the different mobile homes that were available in Contra Costa, and I was mainly kind of in Bay Point and in the Concord area. And then I did my follow-up calls again. And then recently, this is where I sent the email about the other homes in San Pablo that were over, but they were smaller, so they didn't meet their needs again. And then I did the video message yesterday because I noticed she was looking at the homes in Concord's mobile home park. And right now I'm working with a client to try to get him into that park. So I started to get more information about that specific park and that community in Pacheco. And then I also followed, I had that in an email, and then I followed that email immediately with a text message with the same link, same video link. And so now I'm just waiting to hear from
Have you checked your analytics on Dub about on that video?
them. No, let's look right now.
I'd be interested to see if you've gotten any engagement from on that video.
Video. All right.
And while you're doing that, Lisa, you are on deck. So
Guys,
hold on
so
for a
I
second. Let him finish first.
Oh, sorry.
You're on deck.
Oh no, I don't see any engagement. I see one. I don't know. I sent a bunch of them out the other day.
Different
So
people. Okay. So
yeah,
okay.
different people, but she was the last one I did, so that was where it was. And so she did not it doesn't look like she opened it, but I do have one here. I do need to now somebody we'll save that call for another time. I heard Dan mention he got like a notification or somebody got a notification from Deb.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, it depends on, do you have your notif? If you have, we could take that conversation offline. But
Yeah,
if you have
later.
that, we absolutely will notify you. Thank you for sharing your screen, man. And thank you for Hey, keep pushing with the process. We've talked sequences and long-term nurture. Stay with the process in the playbook because it is market tested. Okay, it works. So I'm glad to see that you're running the play. It's in motion. My encouragement is continue to run the play on a consistent basis. Set your task list in your follow-up boss. Make sure your appointment tasks are set with your notations and so forth. Keep running that play, Aaron, as become a master at that play. Right? I love that. Love that feedback. Thank you for your contribution. Lisa, you got your hand up. Contribute. What's your contribution this morning?
Yeah, so I think I shared this once, but it's coming around again. So I did an open house with Sierra, actually almost a year today. It was April 7th, 2024. And we had met several people. Can I turn this around? Okay. So we sent out a quick video, and the person that we were working with, she had an agent, was a close friend of hers, and said, thank you, I'm good. But when we sent out the video and followed up with more information, she decided to work with us. She really loved the video. It made a huge impact on her, and the follow up was on point. And so we are closing, God willing, next week on a new build for her. And so I definitely am seeing I need to be more consistent with the video. But that was, yeah.
Thank you for that contribution. Every time I hear a positive case study around analytic feedback for video interaction or engagement, I get chills because it fucking works, you guys. And if you're not using video, and your appointment set and your appointment met attrition has a gap as wide as too freaking wide. Let me just say that. I was about to say something different, and that's not the right thing to do. But it has a gap, a huge drop off in your attrition, and you're not using video. Would you, if you were me, or Dan, or Kenny, or Elias, and they made you produce the numbers for all of the agents on your team? Okay, Vernon, we're in the top 3 now. We want to be at the top. We need to do some trimming of dead leaves. Show me all the numbers from your agents. And you pull the report, and you have agents who have an attrition, a humongous decrease from their appointment set to their appointment met. We have you going to your follow-up boss, so we don't see any video interaction, any video engagement, or any creative outreach. Would you keep that person on the roster and direct company-generated leads to them? Somebody just take yourself off of mute and answer that question. Would you?
No,
Why not?
because they're not trying.
Say more about that.
I guess, I mean, like what you said, right? It's a privilege to be part of this team. Not everyone's part of this team. So, I mean, it's only fair for you to do your part and because it's a team stat, right? So we want to make sure that everybody kind of pulls their weight and kind of try to do what they have to do.
I love it. Thank you, Jay. And I'm looking forward to seeing your video integration in your in your engagement. But conscious competence. We spoke to this earlier when we came out on the field. Let me remind you of what that means. You're aware of a skill and you have the capacity to perform the skill. You're aware of it. You have the capacity, but you don't do it. And as a result of that, you're not producing at the optimal level and capacity that you're capable of. Now, what does that mean with 17 minutes left? Moving forward, The way that we are going to get to the next level is by running the play. We know that what the process is now for each agent. Every 15 interval leads, you're automatically paused so that you and I can do a pipeline review so we can ensure that there's production in your pipeline. Here's the announcement. The calls are recorded, so hopefully this gets out to the masses. When in preparation for your one-to-one pipeline review with me, be prepared to show me where you are running the conversion play. Video integration, video engagement, your lead statuses, your notations, your appointment task pane are all in alignment. Be prepared to show me that play. That is the expectation from today moving forward for the entire team, me included. Okay? That's how we're going to, we've got this momentum, you guys. But the momentum that we generated to get us where we are is not going to be able to take us where we want to go. We have to kick it into another gear. And that another gear is conversion mastery. The definition of mastery is having the ability to do something without even thinking about it. Think about this. How many of you guys have tennis shoes on right now? Got some J's with the fresh white strings. How many of you guys got tennis shoes on right now? Raise your hand. Tennis shoes. Okay. Did you think about tying your shoe this morning? Or did you just and got on about your business? Which one was it? I didn't think about tying my shoe this morning. I thought about my shoestrings staying straight because I'm anal like that and I don't like my strings being all twisted, but I didn't think about tying my shoe because I've mastered the skill of tying my shoe. We too can master the skill of conversion. We have the tools. All of you are capable. How do we get from being capable and being aware of being capable to it becoming automatic? Because automatic mastery or conversion mastery is what is required of each and every one of us to get to the next level. Is everyone clear on the expectation in terms of coaching and pipeline management and pipeline review moving forward? Is everyone clear? I want to make sure that everyone is clear. I don't want someone to say I wasn't in that clinic. I didn't get to see the recording. I didn't know, coach. Moving forward, this is the process. Secondly, in order for us to get to the next level, unfortunately, we've got to trim some leaves from the tree. The only way healthy fruit trees grow is when you prune them. We're in a healthy space. It's time to prune in order to get to the next level. Here's what that's going to look like. If you receive an email notification from Dan, as it relates to, we're calling it a 2-week notice, it is because 3 things have happened over time. You haven't been present. Your metrics are below standard and have been that way for an extended period of time. And you haven't shown any proactive initiative to get into this space so that we can improve those numbers. If your name fits in any one of those categories, you will have received an email from Dan informing you that in 2 weeks you will be removed from the Flex team. We will give you an opportunity to improve those metrics over time. But once you lose your seat, you're going to have to work your ass off to get your seat back, because there's a host of agents who are sharks in the game, who are going through the lead certification program, who are proactive, who are active, who are engaged, who are contributing, like Elisa Torres, that are itching to get an opportunity to receive a company-generated lead. We're number 2 in Northern California. We're destined for the top. In order for us to do that, we got to refine some things in and how we do it, and tighten up a few things and recycle some things, because this is about production. And everybody in this screen, you are elite. That's why you're in the room, and that's how our name is in the top 3. But I'm not content with that, and you shouldn't be either. Dan, How'd I do? Okay. Normally you scold me if I'm a little too. Close it out for us, brother. We're going to let you guys go early today. We wanted to bask in our success, and we wanted to share with you the direction that we're going, because it's going to take all of us. If I've sat with you one-to-one, you know that I love you. I want you to produce at your optimal capacity. That's a fact. But this isn't about that. This is about us as a unit producing, and there's only so many seats for so many leads. It's just the cold reality of it. Still love. Dan, what you got? Let them know about what we're going moving forward. And next Thursday, D.
Yes. Yeah. So like Vernon mentioned, we're looking a lot more at the conversion playbook. And so one of our commitments, Aaron, I saw you ask about that in the chat, is to get you guys a copy of what that playbook looks like. So we'll be getting that out shortly, of what that lead follow-up process looks like. Get creative with it. You don't have to do only the things that are in this playbook, but these are some of the minimum things that we'll be looking for in terms of follow-up with the leads, logging the calls, sending follow-up text messages, sending video, all of these sorts of things. We also are not going to be having Conversion Clinic next Thursday. Session will be off. It'll be canceled. We'll resume in 2 weeks' time. But Vernon and I will both be out of the office, so we'll give you guys a breather. Give you all a week off. We'll cancel that on the calendar. But again, no session next week. That's all I got. We'll send this out on Slack. Check the channel for the conversion playbook. Should be able to get that by the end of this week. Lisette, I see you in the chat. Congratulations on ratifying that contract. Love it. I'll let you guys have your time back.
Hey, you guys crush your weekend. Grace, peace, and blessings to you. Won't see you next Thursday, but I'll see you the Thursday after that. And I hope my head is skinned, sunburnt, and so forth. Let's go.